They're men of skin with they've got no hips. They're man of dicks with their opinions. And now let's start the show.
See, this is, you know what I realized too when you were telling your story earlier, and I was like, save for the podcast. Mm-hmm. That's the worst type, is because we now have saved half a story that we've already heard.
Yes.
Yeah.
I might be told it the last time I was on the podcast, but whatever. It's
yeah.
No one goes back.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, no, we don't even release those episodes.
Yeah.
I wonder what, yeah. That's a project for another day. So I guess, since, are you taping already? Recording?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Well, now I'm ruining it.
I thought you were just doing a really, really low energy intro.
Yeah. We'll do it.
Nate took some sedatives before we
I'm
started.
doing a Charlie Rose thing. Gotcha. This is Loose Lips. I'm doing it. See, it's a special
You're
episode.
like the Ben Stein of
yeah,
radio.
we're doing it. It's a special episode. The funny thing is, that would have all been great stuff to cut, but now you got to keep it. You have to, because it's now the intro.
It's what is they do the Friends is always titled like the one with the hamburger sandwich or whatever.
Yeah.
This can be the one with the weird intro.
Yeah.
So, or the slow intro.
I mean, it is a weird intro too, because you usually take the reins.
I know. I saw that you were going kind of towards it, and I was like, Nate, just keep going.
Run with it.
Finish it.
It's
Cross
so
the finish line.
important to me now, especially on a special episode like this.
Special.
It's a special episode. I mean, there's so many things. Because we're going to have to plug it all anyhow. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, we'll lay it all on the table. Folks, this is going to be a lot. This whole episode is basically going to be publicizing our guests.
Okay, well, since we invited ourselves onto the podcast, now I feel like we're in a rock. Well, can we come over and can you guys just like give us a lot of shout outs and like, say some nice stuff about us, please?
Well, the thing is, because you have a Venn diagram that comes together for a brand new podcast, while also you have separate careers. You have separate careers, separate interests. The one interest that you do share, the only interest you actually share.
Nothing in common but this one particular thing that we're doing a podcast.
Right, you do a podcast about it. So,
And we should say your names are Adam and Jeff.
yeah.
What's up?
Who are you?
Pod? And I'm David. I've forgotten your name.
Popcorn.
Popcorn, all of us. Popcorn, which you buy at the grocery store, which is...
Oh, yeah.
That was...
Do you see
Dude,
that?
and Jeff's a professional. You probably appreciated that.
Incredible work. Yeah.
But he saw it coming. He was way ahead of you.
I was ready. I had that loaded.
Yeah.
Got a note for you after the fact.
But we do a podcast about grocery stores. I guess we're dancing around it, but we're both interested in grocery stores. We're like kind of unique in that we like go to grocery stores a lot and we think about grocery stores a lot.
Yeah.
So
Unlike most people.
Right.
I don't know. Have y'all ever been to a grocery store before?
Well,
Have you ever been to a grocery store?
in research for this podcast.
Yeah. I can tell you, last night I was at a party and wound up in a conversation that was meant for your podcast, where this was maybe the most LA conversation I've ever been in, but it was... people were listing their astrological signs, like their rising and setting and whatever, based on grocery stores.
Whoa.
So it's like my moon rising is Sprouts, but
Wow.
Did people agree on anything, or was it there just a lot of fighting?
well, first like it was a lot of defining terms because I don't really understand astrology that well. So I was like, what does moon rising mean? But it was just, well, number one, everyone was talking about grocery stores and their favorite grocery stores. And in LA, there are like 50 different chains of grocery stores to the point where it can be your personality. And there was one person there who had just literally moved here from New York for like 3 months. And I could tell they were like learning that grocery stores are a big part of LA culture. And then they just like, we're not there yet.
Right, because New York, specifically like New York City, it's like what, Christides or Grissides?
No, that's a fancy place. I would shop at, I was very underwhelmed. Let me take a step back.
Yeah.
I grew up in Southern California. I lived in New York in 2006. I moved in with Adam. who was living there already.
So that's another thing for the Venn diagram.
Yeah.
You could do a podcast about roommates.
Absolutely. And I just was really underwhelmed. New York's got whack grocery stores.
There was no grocery stores near us when
We were in a food desert. There was the one on Stockholm Street in Bushwick that closed after we lived there for 6 months.
yeah.
And then we're like, where do we shop now? It was the bad grocery store to start with. Like, you'd have to go into Manhattan and go to, like, the Trader Joe's or the Whole Foods and, like, take groceries home on the subway. You couldn't really shop in the neighborhood.
Which actually you learned was like common. Like every other person on the subway would have some sort of specialty grocery or something like that. So yeah.
There was one time, and we went to Chinatown in Manhattan, and we got a big bag of live crabs. We were going to cook up do a crab boil back at the house, and we were just like on the subway with like a bag that was moving.
Yeah,
it was like
there was like it was a paper bag.
Yeah.
Just like what? And there was like a little hole in it that kept getting a little bit bigger.
Oh my god.
Yeah. We made it through, and they cooked the crabs.
they were delicious.
They were good.
I'm sure they were.
Do you cook them well? Because you have it in your blood.
That's pretty much what it was.
True,
I was like, oh, you've never had Maryland style crabs? I was like, I can do that.
I have a bunch of Old Bays sitting around unused right now.
I do.
And in Brooklyn, you have to have the Old Bay. You got to put it down on the mirror and like chop lines of it out. So that's the Brooklyn way that they do Old Bay.
I think I've done that at some point in my life, as a dare.
When I visited you in Annapolis, we did it was Natty Boh in a martini glass with a Old Bay rim.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Called it a Baltimore martini or
Something like that.
Yeah. I think I had some sort of Old Bay based drink with you last summer. I think when we were watching football.
Oh
last
yeah,
fall.
maybe that's essentially exactly. what
it was an Old Bay.
That's right.
Yeah,
it was a big Ravens game.
Yeah,
and not the one we went to the Ravens bar. That was
that was different.
Yeah.
Is there a Ravens bar here in Los Angeles?
Brother, there is.
Does every team have a bar in Los Angeles?
No,
just Ravens.
But not just Ravens. I would say most teams. It just depends on how many transplants there are and how good the team is. Like the Detroit Lions had one bar, like 5 years ago, they had a bar in North Hollywood. Now they have 4 bars because the interest is very
really. Well, there's so many Detroit people out here in Los Angeles, in my opinion. Y'all,
right, but they were not playing to the level that you would want to go out of your way with your friends.
Okay,
right.
Be depressed.
Yeah. The Ravens are traditionally a good team, so they have.
Right.
Like I've been to a few. One of my goals this year, I almost want to do. Well, that was a slip. I guess I'm not doing this. But I would like.
You're telling us about not an urge, but something you almost want to do.
Theoretically, I would have liked to have watched all the Lions games at the opponent's bar.
Oh.
And just do a tour of LA sports bars based on what teams they welcome in.
And be a troll.
You can do that. That's attainable. Not every game, but
yeah, I doubt I'd do that. I guess I might
Let's choose a few, like the Packers or a really awful team that would be fun to be mad at.
That sounds like a limited edition podcast or a special like Loose Lips.
Yeah,
we're gonna go do this, and then I'm gonna do the recap after the game and tell you about why these fans stink.
Yeah.
No, you know what?
It's gonna get in a fight at every bar.
Broken hands, broken legs.
The first time I ever went to a sports bar with you, there were some loud words being shared with some guy.
Firecracker.
There
was a little firecracker.
What happened?
The guy was complaining about celebration in the end zone or something like that, and being like, "He should get fined for that," something like that. And then Nate started to like make fun of him, and be like, "Oh, you should get fined for that, right?
Prison for that."
Yeah, exactly.
He should be executed in front of a tribunal.
Yeah.
I still get a little feisty even in my old age. But comparatively, the Detroit Lions, the newest Detroit Lions bar, the one that we went to last year, is actually in the Elliott Smith figure 8.
Okay, I know exactly where the mural that they.
Yes.
Elliott Smith did the mural, or no? He photographed it in front of it.
Yeah.
Photographed in front of it,
and then they turned it into a hipster coffee shop, and now it's a hipster Detroit football guy bar.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like the most bizarre mixture of my interests from 2000 6, like the Elliott Smith album. It's called Drugstore Cowboy.
There's like PBRs.
PBRs,
Yeah.
and it's also a Detroit Lions bar. But the Ravens bar is like this crazy multi-level kind of gay dance club that is also doubles as a Baltimore Ravens bar.
Fantastic.
Nice.
It's like called like the Sneaky Piggy or something.
Yeah, something like
Sneaky
that.
piggy.
Yeah.
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 How are the bathrooms for doing lines of Old Bay?
Oh yeah.
Good Old Bay bathrooms.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everything about this place was built to do lines. It is on Sunset in West Hollywood. It is
Fantastic.
built for lines.
Yeah.
If we have a break in the, I keep this in.
Yeah, yeah.
David, can I get you another beer? I'm the closest guy to the refrigerator of the four
Hell yeah.
podcasters here.
Man, I love
So,
podcasting with
This
you
is
guys.
it's loose, baby. This
Yes,
is loose.
keep
lit.
this in, please.
Yeah. This is a full service podcast.
It's a full service.
This is like podcasting in a grocery store.
I know.
Oh, yeah. We should. It's one of these days. Maybe we'll try
Yeah.
sneak that in. We have a grocery store fan already.
Really?
You know the I don't even want to necessarily say their name, but it's a local specialty grocery store.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
They just opened an Asian market in Yucca Valley where we live. So
Okay.
I live in the high desert. Adam is moving to the high desert.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
This is breaking news.
And how's your grocery scene out there in the desert? Do you have a lot of options?
I would say it's like just like a suburban town, if that makes sense.
Okay.
There's not nothing, but there's also it's nowhere close to LA. But there's like at least 5 or
Yeah,
6 grocery stores that you
Yeah.
can go into.
I look by California standards, like a small town has to have 5 different grocery stores.
We do have 5 different grocery stores. There are at least 5 different grocery stores, 2 health food stores,
Yeah.
and a few, the Asian store, the specialty store, Ginger Rabbit. We'll give them a big shout out.
Oh,
Ginger Rabbit.
if you're in
They're,
Yucca Valley,
Yes.
if you're in Yucca Valley, listeners,
I feel like we could convince them to do an episode there.
Probably yes. Or we should just set up in like the frozen food section, like just like set up, get the microphones, get the board, and just chop it up right there in the middle of the whole
I
thing.
think that's a great idea.
That's amazing.
Or set it up in the shopping cart and just push it along in the middle of the aisle.
What-
Do that too.
Moving podcast.
and you're a local celebrity out there.
Yeah, this is true.
Adam, you've come out and you've said to a few people, "Hey, do you know who this is?" To me.
Wait, to your face or behind?
When we were at a bar, one of the last times you were in town.
Yeah.
And all right, let me take it a step back. So
I feel like you're going to be slightly mistelling this story,
okay,
but
that's fine.
Let me hear your
That's my
version.
whole thing that I do.
It's going to be Rashomon. We'll hear both.
There was this dive bar at the Yucca Valley Airport that all of our first friends loved going to. They'd go bowling, go to this dive bar. I always, like, my partner and I would go and, like, me and her would get touched at this bar. And, like, other friends of ours would get touched. Like, one of our friends had a man bun and, like,
Jesus.
no, like, some surly guy came up and, like, man bun, and started touching his hair.
Whoa.
And some, like, screaming woman, like, a fun screaming woman. She was having a nice time. She wasn't in pain. She's not... she started, like, touching my partner's, like, leather leggings. She's like, "I love your leggings," and just started grabbing her, like... And I got touched one time. A guy, I'm famous for my butt crack being showing. I have a long butt. It's always out. It's caused a lot of problems
Yeah,
for me.
I have seen this butt. Yeah,
And
yeah.
It's not, it's my dad has it. My sister has it. People who marry into the family call it the Harmatz. Your Harmatz is showing. So one time a guy just came up and grabbed my shirt and yanked it down over my butt out when I was sitting at the
Whoa.
bar. That was the last time I went to the bar.
Yeah.
It has since become a fancy bar. It's called the Copper Room.
Yeah.
Adam and I were bumming around having fancy martinis or whatever. And a girl just came up to me and started touching my hair. And I was shocked. I'm like, I didn't think I still got touched at this place.
That culture did not die.
No, it's something about the building. And Adam, he said, "Oh, do you know who that is that you're touching?"
Yeah, it was a little more of a back and forth before that, but yeah,
Okay.
I did bring up the subject. It was awkward as fuck. This girl, she was clearly into Jeff and trying to buddy with him. So yeah, I did. I kind of wanted to turn the screw a little.
That's fine. I appreciate it. It was funny. It was very funny, but but yeah, I guess and your realtor knows who I am. I also would say.
I also said that for sure.
I do radio in the desert. Z1077 in Joshua Tree.
Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah.
The best morning show in town. In Joshua Tree, of
Yes,
course.
that's the only
But
morning
also,
show in town.
It's sweeping suburban Michigan, too. Because
Your mom is a listener,
my
right?
mom listens every day because when my parents visited, we went to Joshua Tree and we had dinner with you and your partner, and my mom thought you were very charming and decided to listen to your radio show and reports to me constantly
Really?
about your life and
Okay.
what's happening.
I was telling David before we were recording, I'm a super fan of Loose Lips. It's the only podcast my partner and I can agree on.
Wow.
So
Wow.
Hell yeah.
when we drive into town, we save up episodes for when we come to visit LA.
Yeah.
And I know an awful lot about the both of you as well.
It's amazing. So we don't need to talk about anything personal.
Not at all.
Wait, so do you do your radio show? Is it 5 days a week?
5 days a week, I'm on the air from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. And then we do a 10-minute newscast every day.
Wow.
I don't do the weekend news. We have a different guy that does that.
But that's your real work, right?
Well, it's
doing the news
It's
part.
4 hours of being as funny as humanly possible on the morning show, and then 4 hours of finding out who stabbed who and who murdered who and who got hit by a car.
Yeah.
So it's
That is insane.
yeah, it's been. I'm in therapy. I am. I started therapy like 6 months ago.
Good for you.
So
Yeah, that's
What is the roll out of bed? Like, do you wake up with like a primer amount of time? Like, how do you do? I'm obsessed with this. Every
Okay.
time I see Good Morning America or something, I'm like, what do these people do?
4:38 is my alarm. I sometimes will snooze it until a little bit. Depending on if I'm bringing my dog to the radio station or not. I check emails. I like read my emails first thing in bed. I will go to my computer and like check the crime logs and like see if anything wild happened. And then I go in 5:25. Write stuff that needs to be written, like stuff that broke overnight. If there was a fire, I might have to contact the fire department in the morning, and then I look for funny stuff to talk about.
yeah.
So,
Oh wow.
My co-host is in the control room, like lining things up, getting the music right, putting the sounds where they need to go, and I'm like prepping the news and prepping the show from my office down the hall.
So you're basically a Frasier and Roz style.
There's like a will they,
operation,
won't they energy between them.
No, I hope he's married. I'm in a pretty serious relationship. I think it's pretty clear it's a won't they.
The won't they?
But yeah, and then after that, I'm like starting to meditate right after the show, and then back into the news. And there's like a big news team that I deal with, and people are another full-time news guy and full-time freelancers that come in and like we talk about what's going on, with the animal shelter or the city council and stuff like that.
So you're really tapped into what's going on.
I hope it's fair to say I'm like kind of the main gossip in the area.
Yeah.
Like, I know all the stuff, and then I go on the radio and say all the stuff. And like, if you cut me off on the big thing I talk about in the mornings, if I stop for gas, working early in the morning is ideal for getting gas with no lines because nobody's there.
Yeah.
But I always see motherfuckers smoking at the gas station at 5 in the morning.
So crazy.
I know. And so I go on the air and I'm like, I saw people smoking at the gas station again. What's going on? Like, don't they know they're going to explode everybody? Like,
Yes.
do you don't get that in LA?
They didn't.
I don't see that, fortunately.
You don't see that? Well,
No, not
no one
really.
smokes in L.A., really.
Yeah, not much.
Smoking's kind of dead here.
I mean, I see crazy shit at the gas station, but not that.
Yeah.
What's crazier than smoking at a gas station?
I only thought about this because the other day, like, I left a gas station early because the guy at the pump next to me was being so erratic. I didn't know what he was going to do.
Yeah.
He was in a rented U-Haul, and he kept, like, hitting the gas really hard, then hitting the brakes, and hitting the gas, and hitting the brakes, and then, like, doing burnouts, and I was like, I'm just going to fucking leave.
It's worth 6 more cents.
I just real quick, I saw this and I was like, I got to talk about it on the radio. I'm not shoehorning it in. I stopped at Nate. We're at your house at your local liquor store on the other side of York.
Sure.
Where there's a Chinese restaurant in there.
Yes.
And I was walking out with these Tsingtaos, and there was like, I thought I just had a vibe I was going to get hit in that parking lot.
Yeah.
Just that parking lot to me feels like I'm going to get creamed
It's an
here.
intense one. Yeah.
And so this guy was pulling out, and then like as he was pulling out, like near me, like nearly missing me, I saw that the girl in the passenger seat was feeding him a burrito. And I'm like, you know what? If you hit me while you're doing that, good work. Like, I guess, like, I've never fed anybody driving a car
That's a good co-pilot.
Yeah.
That's a good co-pilot.
Have y'all ever been fed a burrito in the driver's seat by the passenger?
I've eaten. No.
I eat while driving all the time.
I eat while driving.
I feel like the most is I think Petrus passed me a fry before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say one time, and actually this is kind of a source of problems that we actually it harmed our relationship for a period of time. But I was going to a wedding in San Francisco, and a friend of mine from Michigan was also going to go to this wedding. And so she flew to LA, and we decided to take a little vacation up the one. And we took our sweet fucking time, taking 5 days to drive to San Francisco.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Kind of. Yeah. No, it was awesome. But then there were these things because, like, we are friends, and we developed a friendship when she was my boss. And so is 5 years removed from that, 10 years removed from that, there is still that little bit of dynamic there. And we went to Solvang, and I was eating grapes in the car, and then I had like a croissant with some great meat, some cured meat, and I went to eat the croissant, and she pushed my hand down, went, no, and tried to tuck a napkin into my shirt. And I fucking lost it. I was so angry. And this was like, Solvang is like an hour, 45 minutes from LA, but this was day 3 of driving. So fucking angry. We had to really get over that one.
Did you see the ostrich farm in Solvang?
I don't think we did. No.
Okay, there's a big ostrich farm. When I first moved to LA, I was like a one-man catering operation for these like photo shoots for like essentially German Carhartt, and their mascot was an ostrich. So every time we would do these photo shoots, they'd go down to the ostrich farm in Solvang and do all these shoots, and I would be like cooking, breakfast and lunch for 30 people or whatever.
Yeah.
Wow.
One time they did try to get me to cook an ostrich egg for breakfast, but we actually couldn't open it.
Really? You just couldn't crack it?
You have to have like a drill.
Really?
Yeah, you have to have a power tool or a saw. Or
How do
something.
these little
crazy.
babies do it?
They got the hard beaks. You saw Jurassic Park?
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nature finds a way.
Maybe they get soft, right? Maybe you have to eat a fully formed egg. That's
Yeah.
the only way a human can eat it.
Yeah.
I did see David Carradine. No, Keith Carradine. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Lesser
'Cause
Carradine.
David Carradine's still out there trying to like find. He
He was trying to find peace, and also he autoerotically asphyxiated.
Didn't his family say that like he was like on the trail of like Hollywood pedophiles and they killed him for that? Like,
Oh yeah, Star Whackers. Yeah.
Which we have a lot to talk about with Star Whackers too, because this week was a big one. They got Hulk Hogan, they got Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chuck Mangione.
Chuck Mangione. And no one's even talking about Chuck Mangione.
I know. I
And
think they
that's-
were trying to get the other Mangione, whatever, and Luigi.
Luigi?
Mario, one of them. They got the wrong one.
Dude, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
This is, I mean, we're just asking questions.
Just asking questions.
We're only asking questions.
But that it does make sense that the reason Hulk Hogan had to go,
Yeah.
because 71, pretty young to me.
Yeah.
And Chuck
A wrestler.
a wrestler.
He looked really healthy.
Model of health.
Yeah, and what was Hulk Hogan saying? Say your prayers. Take your vitamins.
Yeah.
Do your exercise.
That's right.
The picture of health. Somehow he goes down.
Yeah.
And to me, it does make me wonder. I think you're right, because they're looking for Mangione. They're looking for Mangione. He was on the run. Maybe they didn't get the memo that he was arrested in
Wrong address.
prison.
It happened.
And so they were still
Google
looking.
Maps.
It's like Lewis and Clark, They
Yeah.
didn't. It's hard to send messages over the Rocky Mountains. Probably these fellas, these IRS or
Yeah.
federal agents,
Star Whackers.
Star Whackers, probably federalized Star Whackers,
Yeah.
were on the land, looking for Mangione on the lam. What's the first thing you do when you're looking for somebody? You check the phone
Well,
book.
also, I wonder, do all three of these people have the Epstein list? And they're about to release it, and they just keep passing it from one to the other. Ozzy Osbourne's like, here it is, and then...
Hot potato! Ozzy Osbourne's last thing he did was pass the Epstein list to Chuck his buddy Chuck Mann. They're both musicians, same era.
Same world, 70s music world.
Speaking of which, Ozzy, nobody saw that coming.
No. He just did a show, fucking rocked it.
Yeah, you mean to tell me this guy does a whole concert and then dies right afterwards?
No way.
Doesn't make any sense. And you got to look out, Adam, because you're a musician.
Right.
Yeah.
You run in many of the same circles.
That's right. Yeah. I don't know anything. Yeah.
You got to be careful out there.
Just asking questions.
Just asking questions.
We're just asking.
Do y'all still watch wrestling? Are y'all wrestling guys?
I don't really watch a lot of new wrestling. I watch a lot of like wrestling documentaries, like Dark Side of the Ring. But
But you weren't like watching Hulk Hogan do his thing up until last week or anything like that.
I jump back in once a year. I watch the Royal Rumble. And I've been told that if I were to spend some time watching, there's a new promotion that's going against the WWE called AEW. And I've been told that if I were to spend some time with that, I might like it. But I think the wrestling ship has kind of sailed for me a little bit. I feel bad saying it, but like the Royal Rumble is the most fun, and it's gotten even more fun now because they have a men's and a women's Royal Rumble. So that's 60 surprises because the whole premise is every 90 seconds a new person comes out, blah, blah, blah. And even that was just kind of a boring. I did go to a Royal Rumble party where it was they found a drinking game online, and I was like, well, I can't afford to take a Uber here. I also don't want to die, so I'm just going to pass on the drinking game, but you guys go ahead, if that's okay. I don't want to narc the fun. And they said fine. But then, sadly, just only this one guy did the drinking game. And so he was just melted on the floor. And everybody else was just kind of having like a marginally enjoyable time and chopping it up as friends. And then this guy was just like,
what was the drinking game?
You had to pick 6 wrestlers. And every time one of your wrestlers came in, you had to chug a drink.
Oh, my God.
Then you had to chug a drink. You had to take a shot for these.
So you're guaranteed 6
beers and then like 4 shots. You're guaranteed at least that.
Wow.
And then also if your character wins or if your character passes the 30-minute mark or one of these things. So yeah, this guy was probably like 11 beers deep in a 1.5 hour span.
Oh,
isn't that how you're supposed to watch wrestling anyway?
Yeah. No, it's true. He was doing it right. I did recently.
Maybe that's why I didn't enjoy it that much.
Yeah. I did watch a video recently that was just a compilation of all of the lies that Hulk Hogan has told throughout the years because he's just known for telling tall tales, but they just got more and more outrageous, and the biggest lie was that because he traveled so much and constantly crossed like time and date lines, that one year he actually wrestled 400 nights instead of 365.
He found a hole in the space-time.
So he was actually 76.
Yeah.
Dude, he had some real rippers, man. He claimed that he was offered the role in The Wrestler.
Oh, yeah.
And then it was refuted immediately. But also he claimed that some band asked him was it like Van Halen asked him to be bass player?
I wish that would have happened.
But he also famously claimed that Hulk Hogan's penis was 9 inches long, but Terry Bollea's penis, the real man, like the when he puts on the Hulk Hogan effect, he has a 9-inch penis. But when Terry Bollea is talking to him, he actually has like a traditional, more 4-inch penis or whatever.
Well, I'm sad that he's not going to be with us anymore to do what he does best, which is say racist shit on a sex tape, eat too much sushi, and sue Gawker into oblivion.
Yeah.
So
he was kind of the harbinger of this moment. Like, I mean, it wasn't really him; it was Peter Thiel. But like, Him suing Gawker.
Be
really?
very careful when you mention that guy. It's a very litigious Peter Thiel.
Yeah.
Oh, the Loose Lips podcast is going to go the way of Gawker.
Okay, when I'm on the podcast, I have a 12-inch dong, but when I'm off the podcast,
Yeah.
Do you watch wrestling? Are you still a wrestlehead?
No, I watched it like a little bit when I was I don't know, like 12 or 13, I guess. I do have a funny story about going to see a WCW show.
Yeah?
I'll keep it real brief, but a friend of mine, the number one hustler, the Hat Dude, now known as the Lego Man, former hat businessman, now he's a Lego reseller, real Lego hustler.
Hell yeah.
A mogul.
Yeah, he makes a lot of money doing Legos.
Damn.
And
We sucked up.
he went to the 99-cent store. This must have been in 1999, and they were selling the Hulk Hogan Wrestling Boot Band CDs.
Yeah.
And so for 99 cents, so he bought 20 of them and got all us little kids to go to, we went to see WCW at the Coliseum in Los Angeles. And he enlisted us to go out and sell the CDs for like $5. Outside of the wrestling thing.
Yeah.
So we all did that and kind of paid our way to see WCW.
Oh, wow.
And one guy's like, hey, I do this like wrestling league down in Fullerton. We'd love to buy 100 of these. I think the boys would love it.
Yeah.
So the next day, me and the Hat Dude went to every 99-cent store in like Orange County and like the South Bay and bought 100 Hulk Hogan CDs, and then went to this guy's house to sell them to him for the 500% markup or whatever. And the guy never answered his phone, never came out of the house. So he was stuck with 100 Hulk Hogan CDs. And when he was putting out his music on John Zorn's label, like they were in a klezmer band. And so you'd buy this John Zorn's.
This is Hank's
older brother, yeah, former guest of the podcast, Hank's older brother.
Like, oh man.
So you buy a avant-garde klezmer CD, and he threw in a Hulk Hogan Wrestling Boot Band, complimentary as well.
Incredible.
I love that.
Terrible album, the Wrestling Boot Band. I don't know if y'all have heard that.
No.
Do you like it?
Terry?
Terry would do that?
That's why he wasn't able to be in Guns N' Roses. Like, everything's cool. We definitely want you as the bassist. We just want to hear this one demo.
I forgot Hulk Hogan was a musician. That's probably how he knew Ozzy and
Right.
Epstein files.
Right.
That's right. Yes.
They were probably making an album that was going to blow the lid off of it.
Yeah.
They were going to be the next.
The Wrestling Boot Epstein album.
All right, you little Hulksters. We got our friend John Epstein. What's the guy's name? What was Epstein's name?
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
I know that one, yes.
Yeah.
Jeff, that's two of their friends. Yeah.
Jeff with one F. Yeah.
Hashtag not all Jeff.
Yeah, the boot band, they had the Hulkster in Heaven
I remember that one.
and the Real American.
Okay, I've heard 2 songs by Hulk.
I'm pretty sure he raps on one, of course.
Oh, yeah. That was the 80s. Mm-hmm. I feel like Mr. T had a rap around that.
Yeah.
His was good, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Mr. T is like the wholesome guy, and, Hulk Hogan revealed to me, not the nicest, friendliest guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe that.
Yeah, it was sad. It was well, I've just accidentally been on the right side of history so many times, I was Ultimate Warrior. I wasn't Hulk Hogan.
Yeah,
I didn't
definitely on the right side of history. That guy's known for being a really good guy.
really good guy,
Are there so if you're a wrestling fan, has it gotten to the point where in the way that there's Ravens bars and Detroit Lions bars, is there I go to the Ultimate Warrior bar to watch WrestleMania.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
I go to the Hulk Hogan bar. I go to the Bushwhacker Brothers bar over here.
Well, you probably go to a goth bar for the Undertaker bar.
Oh yeah.
That'd be fun.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
The Lash or something.
that when the last time I saw, they do occasionally show wrestling at bars here, and I went to the Offbeat, which is in Highland Park, and it is more of a drag bar, but they just showed wrestling during the day. But what happened was, I guess, and I thought this was the whole reason WCW went out of business, because the pay-per-views have to be a certain length, and if you go over, they cut it off no matter what, I guess. Maybe this was an old thing that doesn't exist anymore. But that was apparently the beginning of the downfall for WCW. Anyhow, doesn't matter. Suffice it to say, that's not the case anymore. And the pay-per-view we were watching went an hour over how long it was supposed to, and they double booked the bar. And so they did us the kind solid of keeping the wrestling event on. I think it was WrestleMania or whatever. Keeping the wrestling event on while setting up and then beginning the DJing for Latin night drag show, like right in front of it. Yeah, it was actually more entertaining, I have to admit.
I mean, drag is only like 1 or 2 steps removed from professional wrestling.
It's actually almost, if you could combine the two, and no one's ever been this smart. No one has ever thought this. If you combine the two, it would be perfect because drag can shoot, but they don't do the wrestling, and the wrestlers, none of them can talk.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. They lost all the talkers. There's no Roddy Piper.
No Macho Man, Randy Savage.
Well,
come on.
Do you remember, speaking of wrestler albums, remember when Randy Savage had a Walmart exclusive album in the early 2000s?
Yeah.
No. What?
That was like 03.
That's too late for that.
Way too late.
Yeah.
And much of the album was calling out Hulk Hogan. Still in 2003.
That was the right side of history.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Be a man, Hulk, be a man. And it is mostly rapping.
Oh, okay.
It was not as much singing as rap.
Old Jewish guy rapping. That's yeah. What Run DMC walked so that Randy the Macho Man Savage could run.
I didn't know Macho Man was Jewish.
I think he is.
either.
Isn't he?
I don't know.
I hope I'm not outing him.
No, I'd be proud. We don't have as Jews many wrestlers. We
got
can cite.
Goldberg,
We got
that's
Goldberg. Maybe Macho Man.
Was Pafo a Jewish name?
Is that his real name?
His real name's Pafo.
I thought it was. It was. He shortened it from Savagestein, but. I'm Jewish enough to say that, right? I'm half Jewish. Okay.
Yeah.
It's matrilineal, dude. As long as you got it, you got it.
Then I'm not.
not,
No. My dad is Jewish. My mom is Catholic. So
It's
I'm like,
matrilineal.
I'm technically nothing. Technically nothing.
You can say whatever about Macho Man. Macho Man,
Don't say anything about Miss Elizabeth, though.
yeah. Watch it about her.
Oh, yeah. Look what happened to Jake the Snake. I'm trying to... God, I bought a new phone, and then I downloaded Chrome and Safari, and it's a big mistake.
While you Google, I'm going to take a challenge to get another beer. Would anybody like anything from the refrigerator?
I would love one.
All right.
Whatever.
Pafo Sverdland, Napier, Angelo Pafo. He might be Italian, which is very close to Jewish.
Yeah, that's close enough.
They're-
I'd count that.
Jewish siblings. Although there were Italian Jews.
Yeah.
Thank you. There's a. Oh yeah, MGF. That's who I'm looking. Maxwell Jacob Friedman. Do you know him? He's on the younger side, but he's like a heel basically.
Okay.
Yeah, he's Jewish.
Yeah, there's also that guy who has a podcast, like, what's his name? Colt Cabana or something?
Yeah, he had a beef with Colt Cabana. I think. Yeah.
Oh, really? About Israel Palestine.
You know, I got to say, the thing that I like, all right, I'm a big comic book guy.
Yeah.
I love to listen to comic book podcasts, and it makes me absolutely bananas when I'm listening to a comic book podcast and they start talking about wrestling. There's an enormous crossover between like comic book fans and wrestling fans, and I'm like, I don't know anything about wrestling. I don't want to listen to wrestling. If you're a comic book podcast and you start talking about wrestling, I'm gonna shut you the fuck off.
Yeah.
And now I come onto a podcast and I start talking about wrestling. I guess I see the appeal of it.
Maybe we should talk about comic books.
Hey, you talked about the sumo thing already, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, have we? Oh,
I think
yeah.
we
yeah,
talked
we did.
about it a
We
little
did.
bit, but we should.
That was
We always do it sumo.
that's what grown men do.
Yeah.
Instead of wrestling.
Yeah, real.
Sophisticated.
Yeah.
It is insanely different to watch sumo in the capacity with fit people, right?
Right.
I mean that's kind of the biggest takeaway I keep thinking about with sumo is watching the lightweight division is insane because the athleticism with the larger guys, I hate to say it, but it's very impressive when the larger guys do it, but you kind of lose a little bit of the
Yeah.
like
He's huge. Of course he can do crazy stuff.
right. And
But-
you don't, I guess you don't think about all those muscles working under the layers of muscular
Yeah.
fat, I
Yeah.
guess. But these I keep wanting to say young. This is the old head in me. These young guys. No,
Weirdly, Sumo, they give you a list of all of the wrestlers, where they're from, and their age and stuff, and there was a good amount of people in their late 30s, early 40s.
There was a late 40 guy.
Late 40s.
Yeah, and he won.
Yeah,
he won one match.
and then didn't win.
And then, but he won a match by default because another guy busted
the crowd, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's the Tom Brady of sumo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he doesn't eat tomatoes or eggplants.
Yeah, and he makes out with his son.
He only eats fried chicken. Yeah, and mouth kisses his son. Yeah, I think the wrestling. I'm surprised that there's still wrestling comic crossover because wrestling is not characters. It's not as much fantasy as it used to be. But I could see it then because in my mind it crossed like they were the comic book characters of real life. I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Ultimate Warrior was.
When
nice.
you say comics, are there people who actually still read comics, or when you say comics, are these podcasts they're just talking about the movie universe?
Oh, they're totally talking about comic books.
Okay.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't want to talk too much about comic books, but I kind of don't read the superhero comics anymore. They've gotten like really corporatized, like even more so than they were in the 90s and 2000s. It very much doesn't feel like there's any creative weight to anything. It's all outsourced artists from, countries where they pay them less. And like, it just feels like it's really been, strip mine, like all other things that are corporate. But there's still a lot of very exciting things happening in indie comics. As I look around Nate's house, I see
Nate has tons.
Really, really exciting collection of comics here.
Thanks, buddy.
No problem.
We happened upon my partner and I happened upon a comic store that was going out of business, and boy, oh boy, did we go crazy! Like it did, but it was great because it gave the opportunity to just be like, you know what? I've never heard of this, but I'm just going to buy it because it's half or more off. Because normally, also when stores go out of business, they don't give you a deal, but this one was like, please liquidate all the inventory. We don't want it.
Do you know what shop it was called? Sorry, I don't know if this is too inside baseball.
It was called the Comics Factory in Pasadena, and it had been open since the early 90s. It opened in the early 90s comic boom, and it was weird because it still had the trappings of an early 90s comic store. Like they had a great indie selection, but it was like a C in kind of a wrench or a hexagonal kind of bolt looking thing with then like something else coming out of it, and like it was the most 90s like
font,
Image Comics font you could possibly imagine, like Spawn's buddy spin-off Comics Factory. But it was sick. It was good, and it really encouraged me to get back into reading and bringing out all the old stuff. And
cool.
And now I actually separate all my indie comics from my superhero comics.
Yes, touch each other.
Yeah, they don't even touch each other. But I'm with you on superhero comics. I don't read them anymore. I used to read weeklies.
They're not as good anymore.
No, there's really nothing there.
Damn, like DC, Marvel across the board.
They're really kind of whack these days.
I have the DC subscription, which is cheap enough to where it's like I'll kind of peek in every once in a while, just because they tended, in my opinion, towards writers who I at least were doing something more interesting, but also all the writers I liked left.
Yeah.
There's not really much going on there.
Is it just when the movie started to make tons of money that this happened?
Kind of, yeah.
It was always a little bit corporate, but they also alled people. They gave
you could do interesting things, and I mean, they're still sort of doing interesting things, but like. It just it doesn't feel the same, and maybe that's because I'm a 40-year-old man now.
Right,
but
that's true too.
I also I want to acknowledge I'm 40, and they're not making them for me.
Yeah, right.
Although I think actually they are. They're targeting
specifically writing them for
Yeah,
because they're like $8 for one.
Yeah, it's $8 for 30 pages.
Yeah,
right. And you used to see them at like corner stores. That's like when I would buy them as a kid. Like what? And I feel like I'm talking like I grew up in the 1950s, but they literally like were in the store where you would buy like gum and shit.
Yeah,
soda for a nickel.
Yeah.
I would buy Archie every time I see it at Vaughn's or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Put it on the shelf. Like, I love to see your shelf. John Waters said, "Don't fuck people who don't have books."
Right.
Yeah.
And Stan Lee said, "Don't fuck people without comics." True believer.
Excelsior.
Fucking, what's that?
I'm so excited now that with AI, we'll be able to see him in movies for the rest of our lives.
That is exciting. Boy, oh boy.
They should have the AI Stan Lee take credit for new comics that come out. Stan Lee actually did that.
Yes. Have you read my book, Fun Home? Me and Alison Bechdel, I wrote it, and she just drew it.
Yeah. This movie doesn't pass the Stan Lee test.
That's
At
right.
least one Spider-Man.
There's always got to be one Spider-Man. I would so badly want to see the out because apparently at the end of his life he was a complete miserable crank, and he was in a lot
also,
of
he was going through elder abuse too.
right. He was going through
So
elder abuse.
Maybe they like the scales even.
Yeah, he was in a lot of pain. He was going through elder abuse. Like just the idea of like how I don't remember even what Marvel movie it was, but there's one where he's like a postman who ends up on the moon with Uatu the Watcher, and he's like
Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Guardians of the Galaxy
The second
2.
one.
Yeah, and he's like, what am I doing here? I would just love to see the behind the scenes.
Because he literally was just asking, what am I doing?
I have months left on this planet. Why am I dressed like this?
I don't know. He looks so healthy.
Is it believable I could be a mail carrier?
A 98-year-old mail carrier.
Since we're speaking so ill of the dead on this podcast, like, I mean, he was, I don't know if he was directly responsible for how shabbily Jack Kirby was treated, but Marvel treated Jack Kirby so bad, and Stan Lee, like, famously took any credit that wasn't nailed to the floor. He's like, I'm the inventor of Spider-Man. I'm the inventor, so.
Yeah.
Just always not the nicest of guys.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, he was a little Hulk Hogan himself.
Well, he never had a sex tape, although I bet people would pay a lot of money for
But
that.
he did eat too much sushi often.
But yeah, he's got that kind of nerd with a chip on his shoulder
Yes.
sort of mentality.
Yeah.
The nerd, that was kind of the many revelations of the past 10 years, the nerd with the chip is something that I just didn't expect.
Yeah.
Like, it totally shocked me. And then now it's like I distrust all nerds all the time. I think nerds are the worst.
Yeah, we should give him wedgies.
We should. We should go back to swirlies and wedges. It's the only way to stop this current moment. Pink bellies, whatever it takes. Blows raspberries.
So I was talking to somebody about this, and this is LA type stuff.
Yeah.
Do you all know what Frankensons is in the City of Industry?
I don't think I do.
So it's like a kind of a swap meet, but it's all comic book stuff and sports memorabilia stuff. Like you could go get a bootleg of the Roger Corman Fantastic Four at this place.
Okay.
It's only open Wednesdays and Saturdays, but it's like fully set up. Like it's a permanent structure. People have their
Texting it to
booths.
myself.
Yeah, I want to go there.
I used to go all the time in college.
Yeah.
Like me and a friend would drive. We went to school in Claremont, and we'd go on Wednesday and just like pick up a bunch of discounted comics and drive back. I went again for the first time, I guess a couple months ago, having not been to Frankensons, or, I used to be a religious Comic-Con goer, and you go, I was like, I'm going to check in with nerd culture and see what's, like, cool and happening in nerd culture.
Yeah.
And it's all statues of, like, big-breasted anime women. That's all they're selling now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's the nerd. The nerds aren't into Spider-Man. They're into, like, a big titty lady bending over in plastic form that you can keep on your desk.
Yeah.
Whoa, okay.
That's pretty much. I'm well aware of that.
Okay.
Well,
Oh, man.
that I was reading recently that like comic books generally tend to sell like a really big comic book sells like 120,000 comics in the entire United States, and like a general typical anime is like, or manga is like 2 million or something.
Really?
Like it's insane. Like no one. It's so. I mean, I guess it's still like the characters and the culture of it still do something to resonate because they still make $500 million at the movie theater. But like that time has passed.
I want to be very clear. I'm not saying that it's all manga. I'm saying it is literally all statues of big-breasted women bending over.
Oh, okay.
It's not. Oh no, they're not selling like One Piece or Naruto and stuff.
Yeah.
It is nothing to read. It's just statues of big titty women.
boobs.
Yes, scantily clad like statues.
thing. Literally last night, me and Petra went to a place. It was a party, and they're like, "Oh, the person whose house it was, she's like, I made chili," and she did the weirdest thing where instead of making chili, she took the different elements of chili, and they were in different pots that you had to add up together to make your own chili.
What?
So, like, one pot had just beans, another pot had tomatoes and what looked like a tomato stew, and the third pot had, like, onions.
What?
And there was also, she, as far as I could tell in this chili, used no chili powder. So there was like no spice at all.
Just wet?
Yeah, it was just wet. And there's also no salt. And so it was a weird thing where like I was looking at Petra and we're eating and I could tell like, we're going to have a talk on this car ride home. And like the whole ride home, Petra was more just like, how come no one brought it up? Like, like no one had the guts to say that was bad.
Dude, we have a friend who has a Super Bowl party every year, and he makes a chili.
Yeah.
And it is fantastic. I mean, he's a chili aficionado, like an A+ chili man. But it's so good, you want to do doubles on the chili. And
so I've been to these parties twice now, or 2 chilies, and I did not eat them because I'm vegetarian, but I've witnessed the reactions. The first one, it seemed like it destroyed everybody.
Yes.
Everybody who ate the chili was like guaranteed 2 hours in the bathroom.
it was, I have never experienced my body that way before.
But it seemed like this year he fixed whatever he did wrong. Because didn't fuck you.
He left the Soylent out.
Was it? Wait, this was not
Soylent chili.
This was not a spicy thing.
It wasn't a spicy thing. It was like, I think the only thing I can think of is maybe like there was enough fat left on the meat that it was just like absorbed into the liquid of the chili. But it crucially, like, I was so grateful. The first year he did it, I was so grateful to be single. Like, I called off work. I stayed home.
I hope you did call off work and cite a chili.
A chili incident.
But for the record, everybody who has it is like, this is one of the best chilies.
It's
I've
a great
ever had.
chili.
I do hear that,
So
yeah.
It's an
very good. Yeah.
Apex chili.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, try making that Gordon Ramsay. Yeah, dude.
He did a grilled cheese, Gordon Ramsay.
I heard about this.
It's like he used a giant loaf of bread, and then he used like brie, like a thick thing of brie, and then he just stuck it next to a fire, and it was like barely heated up at all. And he was like, "There it is, a wonderful grilled cheese." And it was like this huge thing with. Anyway,
I mean, I'd eat it.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was good, but it's not a grilled
Dude,
cheese.
I will say the opposite of that is that guy Alton Brown used to always do this thing on his show where he'd be like, I'm going to teach you a very simple way to do this. And like very simple to him meant like 20 steps or more.
Oh, yeah.
Like I saw one where he was talking about Indian food and he's like, I don't get why people buy curry paste. It's so easy to make curry. And then he showed you how he made curry and it was literally like at least 20 steps.
Yeah. That's what there's certain products that even if they add like a ton of sodium or something, I don't understand why you would want to make it yourself. I mean, I like cooking, actually. You like cooking. We all like cooking, you know. And sometimes it's fun, and I guess I could see that element of it, but like my partner sent me something for like bouillon cubes, making your own like veggie bouillon cube.
Yeah, how do you make a bouillon cube?
I think it would be a fun day of chopping and blah blah blah, but like when you add up like the day it would take plus the expense on veggies.
And bouillon cubes cost like $1.
Right, yeah. That was the thing. I was like, damn, but there's actually, you get like 48 for 2 pounds. Like, I just don't know how to make the math work, other than the fun, I guess, of making.
Yeah.
But also just make chicken broth. Like, I don't know, like that last step where you're then dehydrating it. Like,
that's the thing.
Make vegetable broth and freeze it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's very, I always think about, say what you will about the comedies of Judd Apatow.
Really curious where you're going.
Okay, yeah, wow.
Really, the thing that I take away from those movies, though, is in The 40-Year-Old Virgin when he comes back to work after a weekend and the guy's like, what did you do this weekend? He's like, oh, I made egg salad. I had to make my own mayonnaise and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And it's like the saddest, funniest fucking thing I can possibly imagine. But I think about it way too much because when I'm going to do this, I'm like, am I just lonely? Am I cooking this from scratch because I'm lonely?
Could be. Weirdly, I used to work at a restaurant, and like they would give you one free shift lunch, but literally the only thing that was vegetarian was an egg salad sandwich. And it was like after 12 egg salad sandwiches, I was like, I don't need another one ever again.
That's so grim. Enjoy your shift lunch.
You're going to smell like egg salad.
You smell like sulfur everywhere you go.
You have to smile when you make the drink, according to John Taffer, and you do the big smile, and you got the egg salad all over the teeth while you're shaking up the drink. You're part of the show, David.
Yeah, everyone comes for that.
I can't eat any salads. Obviously I like a leafy salad, but like a egg salad, potato salad, chicken salad. Can't eat tuna salad, obviously. But
Yeah.
I don't like the mayonnaise.
You got to make the mayo from scratch. It makes the salads better.
Really? Do you make your own mayo?
All right, it takes like a minute to do it.
Okay,
if you
this isn't some sad sex.
No, you can make mayonnaise in like 1 minute if you have the stuff and you have like the right tools. It's an immersion blender. J. Kenji Lopez Alt's 1 minute mayonnaise recipe is the easiest thing in the world, and I do it all the time.
I'm down to try that. Yeah.
Super simple. So
What is it? Eggs, lemon, anything?
lemon, eggs, a little dash of mustard, and like a more oil than you possibly want to imagine.
boy.
Do you need to like slowly pour the oil in?
I don't know. You like stick the immersion blender like into the mix, and then you like slowly pull it up while it's on.
So it's basically, to make an egg salad, you're making an egg paste to put on the eggs.
Exactly. More egg upon egg.
Oh, it's an egg holocaust. You make it sound so grim.
You make it sound so grim.
What song are you singing?
Boy, I really thought that one was going to land. You make me feel so young.
Oh.
I guess none of us are 70, so it didn't play.
Sure, Nate, yeah.
It didn't play. Where are we at? I think we were like
wrap up.
we're deep. We're deep.
We're
in.
deep.
I was gonna check the time. I've had to pee for a little bit, but I can wait.
Oh, well, yeah, we can wrap up.
All right.
whenever.
I was about to ask, should I go pee or should I?
We might as well just wrap up. And
Okay.
pee. Unless there's another thing you wanted to go off on, Nate.
I have many aggrievements. No, but we should. I guess. But we should really focus on your things.
Have we said actually the name of the podcast?
We said it once, very in
Okay.
passing.
Yes.
You wanna-
Sure. Check out me and Adam. We just started a new podcast. It's called Up Close. No, jeez. Oh my gosh. Sorry.
I know it.
I've had too much beers, and that's the name of the show that we do at my radio station, the Up Close Show with Gary Dagnot. We do Clean Up on Aisle podcast.
With no Gary to know.
With no, maybe one day Gary Dagnot will be on there. Clean Up on Aisle podcast is the name of the podcast that Adam and I do. It's all about grocery stores. Nate has been on it. Your episode is not out yet.
Not out yet.
And hopefully David will be on it soon.
Yeah, I'm down.
And check it out, right?
Yeah.
Yep, for sure.
Available wherever podcast is.
Yep. YouTube also, but also Spotify, Apple Podcast, all those ones.
And from what I've heard from talking to you two, you go very, very in depth on grocery stores. Because I think I was trying to I was asking you when you brought it up. I was like, so would you do like an episode on like best pre-made food at a grocery store? And then Adam was like, no. He would go way more niche.
We would
than
do like French best, those whatever fries that they do.
Vera Drew, director, came on to talk about conveyor belts for like 90 minutes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
It was extremely researched in a way that I was like, it was kind of funny at a certain point when I did it, not to spoil the episode. But, I hadn't talked to you in forever. We're riffing, we're having fun. And then it was like, this is all fun and games, but we got to talk about where this thing actually came from, right?
You were on for self-checkout, right?
I was on for loyalty cards.
Loyalty cards.
So, yeah, you
okay.
get a little bonus for you, the listener.
I want to hear your self-checkout episode. 'Cause I have opinions about that.
It was going to be big. Yeah, I can't wait to listen. But yeah, it was at one point too. I think I really thought maybe it was probably cringy and it was like my "you make me feel so young" type humor. But I thought I nailed one, and you're like, So this is a British phenomenon.
Yeah, you're probably singing some like 1940s song. And I was like, what? Okay.
And then Adam, we should also talk about your synthesizer.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. The weird thing is, so Adam has been on this. Do you want to pee, Jeff? You can go pee.
I'll go pee. I have more plugs, but I'll be back.
So Adam's been a part of this podcast before, but we've never actually like talked to you on mic.
That's not true. Many, but pre-COVID, I was.
We did an episode?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's been a long time.
See, I don't even remember now. Yeah. Okay, so you have been. Never mind.
That's all right.
But you have
I
also.
think we've really gone in depth on the synth.
No, not on the
No,
synth.
no.
Yeah, so I put out a software synthesizer. It's called Infinite Flow. If anybody wants that, they can search Infinite Flow Synth on Google, and it should pop up. If you are a person who makes music and you want to get cool analog sounds all out of your computer in the cool vibey synth, that's the thing to use.
And I will say, so I fucked around with it, and I'm not even a person who really knows very much about how to make music. And so to any other idiot out there, you can literally just fuck with it and turn dials, and you will get very cool sounds really fast.
Hell yeah.
I literally was just turning and changing knobs without knowing what I'm doing, and very quickly it sounded awesome.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
You make music easy.
yeah. And it's not AI either. You know, it's still you making it.
It's still you making it. Yeah.
I get this ad on YouTube where it's like for some new software where it's like to help you make music with AI, but it shows this woman, she's just like, I want to make like a funky hip hop song, and she types that in and it spits it out, and it's like, but you didn't make a funky hip hop song.
Boy, I just made my funky hip hop song. Listen to my funky hip hop song. Somebody I work with played me the AI like country band that's tripping everybody up. Have you heard about this?
The one with like the gay lyrics, is that the one you're talking
No,
about, or
this one is like it's not even country. It's more like Kansas style, like Dust in the Wind, like
AI Dust
it's like
in the Wind.
classic rock, kind of classic
Hell yeah.
country rock. But it's like so it just again talks to like media literacy. Like it doesn't sound like music, and then and even if it sounds like music, it sounds like CVS music. Like it doesn't sound like music created by somebody who enjoys making music. And then he was like, isn't this crazy? Dude, check out this picture. And it was a picture of like these kind of like half, like kind of looking like the senator from the first X-Men movie with like handlebar mustaches. And you're like, this is not a human. This isn't real. And he's like, it's tricking everybody. I think it just tricked you, dude. It tricked you and Bill Maher. That's not a thing.
And he's high all the time. I've seen him smoke a weed.
I just saw him smoking weed with Billy Joel.
You gotta watch that. I've watched a good amount of that.
The Billy.
It's weird too because you can tell Bill Maher is like even annoying Billy Joel.
Yes, Billy Joel is about to drive his car through Bill Maher. I can't wait. I watched the first episode of the Billy Joel documentary on HBO.
Oh, I didn't know there was one.
And it's like the Pee Wee one. It's 2 parts. But he did so much stuff before I cared about Billy Joel that I'm like struggling to choke it down. Like, oh damn, I didn't know he did all this shit, and he was in a heavy metal band.
Attila?
Attila, yeah.
Dude, weirdly, I watched this really cheaply, poorly made documentary on Tubi that this guy he played drums for Billy Joel in the 70s, and Billy Joel like abruptly fired him with no reason and stopped talking to him. And so this guy made an aggrieved documentary about like, me and Billy Joel were friends. I was on 4 Billy Joel albums. Then he just stopped taking my calls.
that sounds more interesting.
Yeah, that's what we gotta watch.
Yeah.
Because that's what I keep watching this thing. I'm like, where the fuck is We Didn't Start the Fire, dude? And it's to the point. You watch 2 hours of the first episode. He hasn't crashed his car into anybody. He hasn't
You gotta
thrown a fit on stage.
You went from 1989 forward.
Yeah, I want to see River of Dreams in the middle of the.
You know that's the last album he made?
That's insane.
He has not made a new album
That's
since then.
insane.
I was a kid. Yeah, that was in 1994. That's
Yeah.
insane.
Is he going to be like J.D. Salinger, where after he dies, they put out all of like his music that he's been recording for? He's got 40 albums he's recorded since then, but not till after I die.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise. Although actually, like getting the sense from this documentary, I don't think so.
I don't think he's a worker. He's not like Prince. Recording an album.
He enjoys being rich. He's a chiller.
Yeah.
He's definitely a chiller.
Cool.
Yeah, more power to him. If that was me, I wouldn't be Prince in the studio every day.
Also, dude, if you wrote We Didn't Start the Fire, you don't need it. Or Piano Man, you don't need to do shit. It's done.
Do you like We Didn't Start the Fire that much? You brought it up several times. I don't think that's like that good of a song.
It's a great song.
Okay.
I
learned all of American history.
I was like poison, like 2022 poisoned during the pandemic or 2020 poison. I'm like, I have more time to do podcasts. Maybe I should come up with another podcast for David and I. What if we do We Didn't Start the Fire and we talk about everything he says in that song? Somebody's already done it.
Did you hear the Fall Out Boy version of that? They
it,
updated it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Y2K, John Bonet.
That rips.
Damn. Okay. The only good thing
So we'll
AI.
do a podcast about the Fallout
Yeah.
Boy version.
What we need AI to do.
Love it.
We need AI to get Billy Joel's voice to sing the Fall Out Boy version.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't sing anymore. He's done.
Yeah.
But yeah, somebody already did it. Sadly, the other thing
realize-
is too,
wow, yeah.
we would have had an entire episode on the concept of sex because one of the throw-in lines in We Didn't Start the Fire is sex.
It's funny because I confuse it always with what's the REM song where they just
End of the World.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, does he see Leonard Bernstein? No, that's REM.
That would be a good podcast. That's how we do it, David. You do REM, I'll do Billy Joel. and we'll-
Line for line.
Yeah, we'll go line for
It'll be
line.
like a competition.
Yeah. Leonard Bernstein sucks. Who wins?
Yeah, but
Well, we got Jeff. Jeff's got plugs.
Oh,
he
yeah.
had a pee.
Check out the podcast and check out. I'm on the radio on Z1077 all the time. If you live in the high desert, listen. Tune into the morning show and listen to
or
the
the
news.
internet. You
There's
on the
also
internet.
there's also a podcast as well. Which
Yeah,
is very
do that as a podcast also.
yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
And we got a cum bit coming out very soon.
What?
I won't say much more than that, but if you like
Very political.
Come?
yeah, if you like cum and you like politics, we
You're
got
going to love
videos.
this one. You're going to love this one.
Get ready, America. We've been working on it for a minute.
Yeah.
And
Labor Day is coming.
Oh,
You
Labor
can't
Day. I've been
stop
working
it.
a lot on Labor Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the big thing.
So
And,
new memes every 15 minutes. This year's going to be it because I look at the quality. I feel like quality has
Quality is high.
Yeah.
Quality is high.
Yeah.
They're, I think, I don't know if it's strictly our thing or if it's that Photoshop's like cutting tools. Like
It's made it. It's made things go faster.
things are a lot better.
Thanks, AI.
Yeah. The Photoshop magnetic lasso has gotten so good.
Or the one where it just sort of recognizes.
Yeah.
Background.
Remove background.
Look at this funky meme I made.
That's us.
Yes, and now I do remember you were on the podcast when you put your album out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That
you
was
should
like
listen to Adam's album
2019.
because it was a great album. It still is.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It was and still is.
Yeah. So, and I guess, like, you guys know the business. I mean, at
You
this
listen to this
point,
podcast.
there's nothing left that we can do but to say something cruel to you in an effort to motivate you to have a great day. It's kind of tough love, right?
Yeah. This is definitely like we know you can do better. Like you're not fucking yourself right now. Like I believe in you. You could fuck yourself.
Thank you. Always nice to hear.
Talking to you, Jeff.
So if one of you would like to tell our audience to fuck off, we can close the podcast.
You can do it, Adam.
He's a radio. I mean, we can do it too.
Yeah.
We'll do it because you guys are launching a podcast.
Yeah, if Jeff were to try to say being a radio guy, it'd be like beep off.
Yeah.
But like ours doesn't sound good.
Yeah. Dude, we can just go off, dude. We're like Stern.
Yeah. We're like Stern.
Beetlejuice.
Okay. Fuck off. Bye.